And our very special guest this morning is Tyler Hoover, the managing director over at Servant Stage. Tyler, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Liam. Doing great. How about you?
Doing well. It's great to see you, Tyler.
Good to be here.
So for those of us who don't know, can you give us a little overview of Servant Stage?
Sure. Servant Stage is a nonprofit theater company based here in Lancaster with a mission to make uplifting musical and theatrical experiences available and accessible to everyone in our community. And so we do that by touring our productions out into the community to parks and schools and retirement homes and churches and many other venues. And then we offer all of our shows as pay what you will. So trying to remove the barriers for folks who can't get out to see theater, but also for those who might not be able to afford $80 or $100 or more dollars per ticket.
Wow. How long have you guys been around?
So we've been around sort of unofficially since about 2011, and then we became a nonprofit in 2014.
Wow, that's so cool. And as far as demand goes, people who want to be involved, that has only increased over the past 15 years, right? Tell us about that.
It's been so exciting to see the community that has formed, not just in the audiences, that has certainly grown, and those who have come back again and again, but also on the performance side. We've seen hundreds of performers come out each year and audition. Our youth programs have just exploded, especially over the last few years, and that's cool to see sort of that farm system of young talent coming up through, and the programs that we've been able to offer really for folks to start out from never having done theater before, working their way up through the educational program all the way to being a part of our main stage shows or even production teams has been really, really cool to see. And now we're branching into the production side. We just got our new workshop space and excited to build community on that side of it as well for folks to come together and build sets and props and costumes and all of that as part of a team.
That's cool. I want to talk more about that. You have a lot of exciting things coming up,
Absolutely.
Including your production of A Christmas Carol. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so A Christmas Carol is one of our flagship productions. This is actually the fifth time we've mounted this particular production over the last 10 years and has really become just a staple for us, and our audiences have come to know it, and I think it's become a tradition for a lot of them each time we run it. And that has been evidenced by the incredible turnout we've already seen. So this show's been touring since November 7th. We're going to run through December 21st. We're doing a little over 60 shows in 45 days.
Wow.
And already, I checked, it's been a few days since I checked the tallies, but we were over 4,500 attendees since we opened beginning of November, and we've got more than that in ticket reservations for the next few weekends, and they just continue to sell out, and we've added performances. So I think it really speaks to the timelessness of the story. People love this story, love this show. It speaks to this production itself. I think folks who have seen it before have really come to connect with it and want to bring their family and friends back again and again. And then just to the growth of the Servant Stage community, which is really exciting to see.
That's really cool. It is a timeless story. Loving that you're doing it. A lot of other exciting events coming up. Not necessarily events, but things happening at Servant Stage. Can you tell us a little bit more about that workshop?
Sure, yeah. So we just got this new workshop space in October, and it's been exciting for our staff to have an office space for the first time in a number of years. We've always been a nomadic theater company, but even just for a place for our staff to work together, it's been a couple of years since we've had a space, so that's been great. But it's the very first time that we have a shop space, so to be able to have our own space to build our sets and props, and it's just been a game changer for us. And so we are still kind of rolling out the beginnings of what these community days look like to come together and build, but it's very exciting already, some of the interest we've seen in that, and we just see so much potential for folks to get involved in that way.
That's incredible. If folks want to get involved, is there a website that you have that they can visit?
ServantStage.org is where you can find all about the workshop, find out about the auditions we have coming up for next season, and find out about A Christmas Carol. We'll actually be here at the Junction Center this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and then we head to Lancaster Alliance Church for 2 weekends of performances starting next Thursday. And again, all performances pay what you will.
Awesome. We'll talk more with Tyler on the way. In the meantime, you can visit them online at servantstage.org. We got plenty of tunes on the way to encourage you on this Thursday morning. Edward Rivera is on the way next. This morning, we are welcoming back Tyler Hoover, the managing director over at Servant Stage. Tyler, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's been fun hanging out with you, and John Stafira came in the studio as well. For those who are not familiar with Servant Stage or hadn't heard it, you actually described it as a nomadic theater company, which I love. Tell us why you call it that.
Our mission is to make theater accessible to everyone and anyone in our community. And so years ago, our founder, when he started the company, recognized a couple major inhibitions for people from getting to experience live theater, one of them being physical limitations, the other being financial. And so we said, how can we fix both those problems? Well, rather than inviting everyone to come see us, come to our theater and make it all about us, let's make it about them, kind of flip the model on its head, make the mission the audiences and take the theater to them, and then remove the financial limitations factor by making all shows pay what you will. So everyone can just give what they can and can bring their families and can come back and see the show multiple times if they want to, just creating an opportunity for people to experience live theater together as a community. And I think, especially in a day and age of streaming and things where people are just sitting at home on the couch by themselves, getting to experience something together. There's something really powerful and valuable when, as a community, we can come together and experience a piece of art together.
That's so cool. I love that. For those of you who know you, for those of you who have seen Servant Stage, they have seen some amazing productions, and you have some great ones to come in 2026. But right now, A Christmas Carol is going on. Tell us all about that.
So A Christmas Carol has been one of our favorite productions over the years. This is actually the 5th time that we've mounted this production, and it's an original adaptation of Dickens' novella and actually taken word for word from the Dickens text. And so, and some of it cleverly sort of set to music. They took some of the Christmas carols of that time period and reset new lyrics to them that tell the story. So there's some music happening as well throughout it. It's mostly a play. We would call it a musical play rather than a full-on musical. But there is some sung bits throughout that's really, really special. And then for the featured performances we have coming up here at the Junction Center this weekend and over at Lancaster Alliance Church the next 2 weekends, the whole thing is underscored by live harp and cello and guitar, and that's just such a charming atmosphere that creates of having those live instrumentalists underscoring the whole thing. And I think it's why it's become such a favorite for folks and a favorite for us to bring to the community. It's a small cast. It's just 8 performers, one of them, of course, being Scrooge, and then the other performers playing multiple characters, and so lots of quick costume changes, and they're coming in and out, and just keeps everything rolling fast-paced, but it's really, really engaging for all ages.
That's really cool. If you don't mind, take us behind the curtain a little bit. What goes into planning this show and making it come to life? How long does it take, and what goes into it?
We have a few months of prep leading up to it, and then about 6 weeks of rehearsals for a show like this. And then based on our model of using a variety of professional performers, hobby performers, and even some first-time, up-and-comers, to make this number of performances, we're doing over 60 performances. To make that possible, the show's actually triple cast. So we have 3 different casts, 3 different people playing each role over the course of the run, and they share the performance load. And same with our production team. So we have 3 sets of audio technicians, stage managers, all putting the show together. And with each time, we want to make sure that we are bringing back the show that people know, but also bringing it with fresh heart and a fresh understanding of the story. And this time, what really struck us was a couple things. One, just the redemption of Scrooge, how any of us can identify with that if we're honest with ourselves, we all have some Scrooge in us. We all have a little bit of a checkered past, or things maybe that we weren't proud of, or things that have happened to us in our lives that have shaped us. And in Scrooge's case, have hardened him. And we see in that hope for us, because he's redeemed. And if he is, maybe we can be too. And then also with Fred, his nephew, who is just so consistent in reaching out to Scrooge and recognizing that Scrooge's actions really only harm himself. And in that way, robbing Scrooge of the ability to manipulate him. And in that way, I think there's a message for us in this day and age of healthy boundaries and toxic relationships and all of that, to say, wait a second, if this were written today, I think we'd see a lot more #cancel Scrooges. Oh, wow. But really, it's Fred's consistency and faithfulness that leads to his redemption and his reclamation. And so I think for all those who are on the pursuing end of a broken relationship, I think there's something in this story that says, be faithful. Just keep loving those around you, and we can see God at work in those things. That's so cool. It's a very popular show. What sets Servant Stage's production apart from maybe other movies or other productions around the area? I think it is the word-for-word Dickens is huge. There are not a lot of productions that take Dickens' exact words, that language, that can feel a bit archaic, but I think how we set it, how it's directed, really brings a connection for, again, all ages can understand what's going on, and it's so charming. We don't talk like that anymore. Right. And so to get to experience that in the original text is really, really powerful. And then I think it's like I said, fast-paced. It's a good length. It comes in just over an hour, so it's a good length, again, for kids or for all ages. Runs through in 1 act. So it's just a great afternoon at the theater for everyone.
That's really, really cool. If folks want to get more information online, where can they visit you?
ServantStage.org. You can find all the information there, or give us a call, 717-455-0255. Again, we're here at the Junction Center tomorrow night at 7 and Saturday at 11 and 3. And those tickets are going fast. And then we are at Lancaster Alliance Church Thursday through Sunday, the next 2 weekends. We've added some performances, but want to encourage folks, even though it is pay what you will, we really encourage reservations just so that we can be aware of who all's coming and make sure we have enough room.
And the show runs until December 21st, is that correct?
21st, yep. Sunday the 21st is our final show there at Lancaster Alliance.
Awesome. You have an opportunity to see A Christmas Carol performed by the team at Servant Stage. If you want more information, you can visit them online at servantstage.org. Tyler, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for having me, Liam.
Hope to see you soon.
See ya.
Back to the music we go. It's Casting Crowns, the Christmas version of While You Were Sleeping, right here, FM 90.3 WJTL.